You ever wonder why some asylum cases come with a stack of paperwork thicker than a phone book from the 90s? That stack usually includes something called country conditions evidence, and it can make or break your entire case. Here's the thing nobody tells you. A judge sitting in a courtroom in Texas has probably never been to the country you are fleeing, so they rely on reports to understand what is actually happening there. That is where groups like Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International come in, along with the State Department's own yearly human rights reports. These documents describe patterns of violence, persecution, and government failure in specific countries, and judges treat them like a reality check. Think of it like this. If you tell a judge you are scared to go home because the police might hurt you, that is just your word. But if an NGO report says police violence against people like you is documented and widespread, suddenly your word has backup. Lawyers call this corroborating evidence, and it is not optional fluff. It is often the difference between approval and a one-way ticket back. Without it, your story is just a story, no matter how true it is. Now here's where it gets interesting. These reports are not just about individual countries. They sometimes track very specific groups, like journalists, religious minorities, or people targeted for their sexual orientation. So if your lawyer can show that an NGO specifically tracked violence against people in your exact situation, that report becomes a spotlight instead of a flashlight. It is precise, it is recent, and it is incredibly hard for a judge to just brush aside. But do not think this is some magic cheat code. Reports can be outdated fast. Since governments change, conflicts shift, and what was true 2 years ago might not be true today. That is why good immigration lawyers do not just print a report and slap it in a folder. They cross-check dates, they pull the most recent updates, and they connect the dots between the general report and your specific personal story. Here's a fun twist though. Sometimes these reports actually work against a case, because if a government claims things have improved, an outdated NGO report could accidentally make a judge think the danger already passed. This is why timing and framing matter so much, almost like a courtroom version of editing a movie trailer. Show the wrong clip, and the audience gets the wrong idea about the whole film. There is also a quieter influence happening here, and it is bigger than one case. When enough reports pile up showing the same pattern of abuse in a region, it can shift how immigration judges interpret entire categories of claims going forward. That means today's documentation is not just about helping one person. It is slowly shaping the bigger immigration system itself. Pretty wild when you think about it, since a report written by researchers thousands of miles away can ripple all the way into a courtroom decision. At the end of the day, this is part of why having the right lawyer matters so much, because finding, verifying, and presenting this evidence takes real skill, not luck. A good legal team treats human rights documentation like a precision tool, not a backup plan. Do you want to learn more about how this actually plays out in real cases? Check out our links in the description below to see how we can help.